Hello everyone, welcome to another video. We're going to focus on, in this video, is the distributive property. But before I start, I'm going to look at something that we all can do and then develop the concept from there. Alright, so let's say that I give you two numbers to multiply and I give you 5 to multiply by 6. We all know that 5 multiplied by 6 is going to give us 30, right? So we know. Now, what if I ask you to rewrite 6 as a sum of two numbers, right? So we know that we can say that 6 is the same thing as 3 plus 3, right? We also can say 6 is the same thing as 2 plus 4. We also can say that 6 is the same thing as 5 plus 1, right? So those are some different ways of rewriting 6, right? Now, what if we want to take 5, right, to multiply 6 again, but this time we're not going to use 6, but we're going to use 3 plus 3, right? So we would have a bracket, and inside we have 3 plus 3. Now the challenge is that we want to show that this will give us the same answer as 5 times 6, which is 30. But our job is that we must ensure I should not combine numbers inside of the bracket, so we can't add 3 plus 3 to give us back 6. How else could we do that? What we could do is to take the 5 on the outside of the bracket to multiply the first 3. Right? Then put that in a bracket. Then we could put back our plus sign, and then we take this 5 to multiply the second 3. So we'll have 5 times 3. Now, 5 times 3 here is just 15 plus 15. When we add them together, 15 plus 15, that will give us 30. Right? So it works. So what we did was to take this 5 to multiply this 3. Then after we finish, we put back our plus sign, and we take the same 5 to multiply this 3. And then when we simplify that, it gives us 30. But we know it was 30. But let's see if this is true for each of these. So let's say we now want to test it to see how true it is. We're going to take 5 to multiply 2 plus 4. And we know when we finish, we should get 30, right? So what we are going to do, we're going to take the 5 on the outside to multiply the 2, right? Put that in a bracket. And then we're going to put a plus sign. And we're going to take the 5 on the outside to multiply the 4. This stage we're going to simplify. So 5 times 2, that's going to give us 10. Work our plus sign. And 5 times 4, is going to give us 20. And 10 plus 20, that's going to give us 30. Yes, it holds true, right? I'm going to try it for the last one as well. So the last one would have 5 times 5 plus 1, right? So 5, we're going to take the 5 to multiply the 5. So it's going to be 5 times 5. Work our plus sign, and it's going to be 5 times 1. So now 5 times 5, that's going to give us 25, plus 5 times 1, that's just 5, and 25 plus 5, that's just 30. So yes, it has held through. Now, let's even think about it. What about if we rewrite 5 as a sum of two numbers? We could say that 5 is the same thing as 4 plus 1. Right? And we could also say that 5 is the same thing as 3 plus 2. Right? Now, what we know that 5 times 6 is 30. So let's say that we are going to rewrite that, right? So we know this is the fact that we know. So we know that 5 times 6, that is equal to 30. Right? So we're going to rewrite 5. 5 is the same thing as 4 plus 1. So we're going to replace this 5 with 4 plus 1. Put that in our bracket. Right? And we're going to rewrite 6. And we're going to use 2 plus 4. So 6 is the same thing as 2 plus 4. So we know that when we finish, we should get 30 because this is still 5 times 6. Now, our job is to multiply these two brackets without adding the numbers inside of the bracket. Right? So how do you think we could do it? Well, we could still use the same approach. It's just that we're dealing with two different numbers. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this 4 to multiply the 2 and take the 4 to multiply the 4. So it's going to be 4 times 2 in bracket, put up back our plus sign, and it's going to be 4 times 4. Then we're finished with this 4. So we're going to take the 1 to multiply each term in the second bracket. So it's going to be plus 1 times 2. And then plus 1 times 4. Right? And we're going to carry out our multiplication and then simplify. So 4 times 2, that's going to give us 8, plus 4 times 4, that's going to give us 16, plus 1 times 2, that's going to give us 2, and 1 times 4, that's going to give us 4. Now when we add this up, we should get 30. So 8 plus 16, that's going to give us 24, plus 2, that's going to give us 26, plus 4, that's going to give us 30. So this is beautiful. So we take in what we know to develop something that we don't really know, right? Which is really the distributive law. So what we did here, if you notice, is that we take this 4 and use it to multiply the first term here, and then we take the 4 and use it to multiply the second term. And when we are finished, we take the second term, which is 1, to multiply the first term, and then we take the second term to multiply this last term here. So that's all we are doing, right?